And here it is, Game 4 between Team SC and Team UHBF in the American Pro League Week 1, Season 1. And here we do have a Please Leave Duck. I guess somebody was trying to steal his duck someday, and he was also trying to make up his name for StarCraft 2 BattleNet, so he typed it in, and he was very angry at the moment as well. Please leave my duck alone. On the other side, we do have our blue Terran player, Nerzel. He did play in the Collegiate Star League. If you haven't heard of them, check out their website at cstarleague.com. I did commentate some games for C Star League, so I do remember Nerzel. And of course, I was on the same team as Nerzel for UMBC, so of course I know Nerzel. We've got here him spawning in the bottom, sort of bottom position on Scrap Station. As of course you can only, this is as far bottom as you can spawn on Scrap Station. The extractor trick getting used on our Zerg player. I just saw his food dip into the red. We've got an Overlord getting started, of course, or just finishing. And we've got the barracks on the way for our Terran player. He is going to be walling off in a very strange position. Looks like he's going to be securing his base over here really quickly. If he could just wall this off with another supply depot. This is very nice. Another barracks coming down, so this is going to be 2 racks to the max. We've got the Overlord going to be scouting in here. He's going to be like, I don't see anything. Despite his gigantic eyes, he's not going to see anything in here. Please Leave Duck has his hatchery on the way, and he's going to need to throw down that spawning pool as quickly as possible to be able to deal with this 2 racks pressure. The SCV is now advancing forward. First rack's now finishing up. Second rack's also going to be finishing up in the near future. Maybe you could go 5 racks on one base. That'd be a very nice build. See how much pressure the Zerg player can take. If they win this, if UHBF wins this game, they do take the game, the match 3-1. Please Leave Duck has all the pressure on his shoulders to be able to take this to Game 5 and make it a 2-2 before Game 5. Game 5 will be on Tal'Darim Altar if they make it that far. So we've got the drone now is going to be scouting out that SCV. Does the drone now know about the... Yes, he does. So there's SCVs getting pulled. More Marines going to be advancing forward. More SCVs coming off the line. Nerzel wants to put the pressure on. No expansion probably going to be following up this at all, or no good expansion timing coming up after this at all. We've got the Marines going to be advancing forward. A bunker getting thrown down over here. He may even want to put the bunker even farther forward to be able to wall the 2 expansions off from each other, but that does provide the possibility of the Zerglings getting us around. The Marines now advancing forward. A couple of drones off the line as well. The Marines going to be doing some damage over here. The 2 Zerglings getting in here. The drones doing some damage as well. Going to be trying to surround this as much as possible, and the Marines have all been taken care of, so it's just 2 bunkers kind of hanging out in the middle, and the Marines trying to get into that bunker. That Marine gets picked off, and Nerzel's attack has been completely denied. These 2 bunkers just kind of hanging out over here, waiting to get salvaged. Should get salvaged in the near future. More Marines trying to make their way into that bunker, and 1 Marine makes it into that bunker. SCV is going to try to repair that up as quickly as possible. A couple of Zerglings getting killed off, but that second bunker is going to quickly get salvaged. Please Leave Duck over here with his expansion now running, and Nerzel, he's got to do something about this. More SCVs getting pulled off? No. Looks like he's going to be walling this off quickly, getting a couple of more Marines, maybe throw down his expansion. There comes the expansion. And Nerzel, very short on those SCVs. Let's take a look at the units tab. 14 SCVs to the 21 drones of our Zerg player. So he's going to be playing from behind from the get-go of this game. And it looks like we've got a creep tumor now starting to join the 2 bases for Please Leave Duck. We'll see what kind of tech path he decides to go after holding that attack off. More drones getting produced right now. The Zerglings getting their metabolic boost, and the Marines hanging out over here behind their nice little wall. The command center getting started or halfway complete for Nerzel right now, grabbing the 2 gas in his main. Going to be trying to do some late teching right now. Overlord scouting back in here once again. The Marines getting pulled back to be able to deal with that This is a nice chance for our Zerg player to nibble away at the front. More Marines going to be trying to pop out over here. That Overlord is going to get quickly taken out by these Marines. Going to be shooting that Overlord to pieces. More SCVs on the way. And Nerzel finishing up his command center, and a Baneling's Nest is on the way for Please Leave Duck. Queen's out on the field, going to be doing some nice vomiting action for his Zerg brethren. Going to be able to get additional larvae out on the field. The Zerglings now poking forth, see what they can do over here. Bunker coming up for Nerzel. He doesn't actually need that bunker, but we'll see if that comes into play as that Baneling's Nest finishes up. He's going to be saturating his natural expansion now. Baneling Nest is going to be finishing up right now. 11 drones getting produced all at once. So our Zerg player definitely wanting to get that expansion very well saturated. He's making some Banelings here, going to see if he can do some damage. Or it's just actually probably a scare tactic. He's not looking to bust in there anytime soon. He's just getting a couple of Banelings here just in case Nerzel moves out, forcing a couple of extra bunkers from Nerzel. More Banelings getting morphed just in range, so that he wants Nerzel to think that he's gonna bust in here, but in fact he's just making drones. He's getting a macro hatch up as well, so he's gonna be very far ahead. Let's look at the units tab once again. 44 drones to the 26 SCVs of Nerzel. He's even got a few pulled off the line here. So he's going to be loading up these bunkers. He has his Marines very well spread for that Baneling bust. But the Banelings are just going to waddle their way home. We've got an Overlord over here going to be spotting for this area and his natural expansion. Finally getting some SCVs produced, but he is supply blocked. He's got these 2 starports coming up with the tech lab. So he's going to be trying to put some pressure on with those Banshees. Maybe even try to get some late cloak and do some damage. The lair is now complete. The macro hatch is also up. The Zerglings are streaming out across the map, going to be nibbling away at destructible rocks. Maybe get a fast 3rd base up as well. And maybe even take a very fast 4th all at the same time. He's so far ahead. He's got Banelings in his main. He could ward away any sort of drops. The Banshees getting rallied 4th. No cloak upgrade for those at all. We've got more drones getting produced. Wow, what a bold move. We've also got the Spire on the way. As soon as that is finished, those Banshees will be completely denied. The Marine's going to be starting to shoot away at these rocks over here. Going to maybe try to do an attack. Overlord's now spreading out across the map. Going to be spotting for any sort of action. Banshee's now out on the field. Going to be joining those Marines for this push. Banshees are very, very good units, especially as support units, so do not count Nerzel out of the game right now. He's getting a couple of Mutalisks. Please Leave Duck wanting to get some additional Banelings as well. Looks like the Marine Banshee army now moving its way across over here. The SCV is doing some damage to those rocks as well. And Please Leave Duck does see this, so he knows that this attack is coming. He's going to be getting additional units. 16 Zerglings on the way. More Mutalisks going to be coming out. Going to be throwing down a Spine Crawler over here as well. And here comes the push from Nerzel now on Zerg territory. The Marines all getting surrounded by the Zergling Baneling force. And the Mutalisks in the air finishing that off. GG calls Nerzel, and this is going to game 5. It's going to be on the Tal'Darim altar. We'll see who is picked for the ace match from each team. UHBF, Team SC now tied 2-2.